Hello and welcome to the Potomac and Chesapeake Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you for joining us today. I have a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. It's why that Q&A button is so important. You can direct your questions to a specific school or schools by including the name with your question, or you can leave a question for all of our representatives to answer about their programs. This has been one of many different sessions that have been happening as a part of the program, and we hope you enjoyed earlier sessions. Just as all of those sessions were recorded, so is this one. You'll be able to find all of these presentation recordings in about a week's time at the same website where you registered. You can see that URL on the screen. strivescan.com/PCACAC. Thanks everyone for being here, and I'm really excited to turn it over to our very first school. We'll be hearing from Newport University.
All right, well, thank you so much, Jennifer, and thank you to all of you joining us tonight. I'm going to go ahead and get my screen shared, get this presentation up and going. So my name is Sasha Keurig. I am one of the assistant directors here at Newport and excited to share some information with you tonight. So starting with the basics, Newport is one of the public liberal arts and sciences universities located in Newport News, Virginia. So that's right in between Williamsburg and Virginia Beach, wonderful southern coastal region. We have approximately 5,000 students on our beautiful residential campus, and that includes our graduate population, which is only about 200 students. So the vast majority of our time, energy, and resources go into your undergraduate experience. Looking at what we offer academically, we have about 90 different programs for you to choose from, everything from business and engineering to the performing arts and philosophy, so a huge range available. Now, if you're one of the many students out there who knows exactly what you want to study right now, that is fantastic. You're actually going to be ahead of the game with us, because at CNU, our students don't officially declare a major until second semester sophomore year. This means if you're also one of that large population of students who is either not sure what you want or debating between a few things, you have time to come in and really explore all of our programs, no pressure, and figure out what combination is right from you. From day one, all of our students will have an academic advisor who's an upper level faculty member trained to first really help you make that transition into a collegiate academic environment, but also there to help you figure out what combination of programs will best help you achieve your goals. Once you officially declare that major in your sophomore year, you're then assigned an advisor within that specific program, so someone who can really help you excel in that field and make the most of your time with us. At CNU, we very much believe in the importance of a liberal arts and sciences education. And basically what that means is that we want to make sure that when you graduate, you're not only an expert in your chosen major, but you're able to speak knowledgeably about a wide range of topics, and you leave us with a broad set of skills that you understand how to use in different ways. We want to make sure you understand how to analyze data, how to communicate effectively, how to think critically, things that will not only allow you to excel in your career, but be prepared for whatever changes may come your way. When it comes to the classes themselves, about 60% have 19 or fewer students. And on the flip side of that, our largest classroom has 100 seats, and only about 5% of our classes will have more than 50 students. Looking at life outside of the classroom, we want to make sure you're enjoying your time with us, growing as a person, and really able to make bonds with other students on campus. For a lot of people, those first bonds and friendships start in the residence halls. We have a 3-year residency requirement, meaning you'll live on campus through your junior year. It's optional for our seniors, and about half will choose to stay on campus. Freshmen and sophomores all live in suite style housing, so the 2 bedrooms connected by a bathroom, no hall bathrooms or communal bathrooms on our campus. And then upperclassmen are typically in apartment style housing, anywhere from 2 to 6 bedrooms, private bedroom, private bathroom, fully furnished, full kitchen, washer and dryer in the unit. They are incredibly nice. But as nice as they are, we don't want you spending all of your spare time in them. Like I said, we want you having fun on campus. We have over 200 clubs and organizations, everything from very competitive Division III athletics to club sports, musical groups, academic clubs, religious organizations, political organizations, and everything in between. So tons of ways for you to pursue your passions and simply have some fun. We also want to make sure that you have ways to enhance your education outside of the classroom through things like undergraduate research, study abroad, internships, and service learning. Each of those areas have dedicated staff on our campus to make sure that you're taking advantage of opportunities that will help you make the most of your time while you're with us and helping you prepare to be successful after you graduate. Finally, the most important thing to know about CNU is that we are incredibly dedicated to developing leaders and giving back to our community through service work. Our motto is lead a life of significance, meaning we want you to see your education as a tool that will allow you to give back to your community and make a positive impact in some way. While service isn't a requirement on our campus, it's part of the culture and DNA, and almost every single organization and academic program has a way for you to be giving back to our local community. The last thing I want to spend a minute on is talking about our application process. Now, keep in mind that all of this information is on our website for your reference later on. But some of the basics that are important to know is one, we have a holistic process. This means no minimums, no cutoffs, no magic combination of things. We'll look through all the information in your application to try and figure out if we think you can be successful on our campus. And that's not just GPA and test scores. We're looking at where you started as a freshman academically and how you've grown over your 4 years. We don't expect you to have been perfect, but we expect you to challenge yourself a little bit more each year, work harder, and work into a demanding schedule in your senior year. You see SAT and ACT scores up here, so we're happy to accept them from you, but keep in mind that CNU has been a test optional institution for about a decade. There's no minimum requirements for that. So if you haven't taken the tests or you don't feel like they're the best representation of your abilities, you have the option not to submit them. The last thing I want to make sure you know about the application process is we encourage all of our students to have interviews with us, and that interview process will begin on June 1st for rising seniors, meaning you don't have to wait until you've submitted your application to interview. You can get it done in advance. Interviews are recommended for every student, but they are required if you're interested in any of our scholarship opportunities. I'm running out of time, so I just want to end with my contact information in case anyone has any follow-up questions. If you're excited about what you've heard tonight, I invite you to come and visit our campus for a tour, or of course, take advantage of all of our virtual programming online. Thank you so much for everyone joining me tonight, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to my next colleague. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sasha, for starting us off with Christopher Newport and getting us started overall tonight. Really appreciate it. All right, we're off to our next school. We're going to be learning about Shenandoah University.
Hi, everyone. My name's Angie. I'm be talking from Shenandoah University, so I'll go ahead and share my screen. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get, oh, what am I doing? All right, let's go ahead and get started. So at Shenandoah University, we really pride ourselves on being a small, private, 4-year university. We're located in Winchester, Virginia, so kind of at the northern end of the Shenandoah Valley, and we're about 70 miles away from Washington, D.C. I always like to describe Shenandoah as a big little school, in the sense that our student body population is about 2,000 for our undergraduate students and another 2,000 for our graduate students. So it's kind of split in half. So overall, we have about 4,000 students total. Here in the main cancer in Winchester, pictured here, is primarily for our undergraduate students. So you'll mainly see them wandering around. At Shenandoah, we offer over 70 undergraduate programs for undergraduate students. So there's definitely a lot to choose from. It also means that for students, whether you know what you want to study right away, you can jump right into that, or maybe you're not so sure and you'd have to come in undeclared, you have some time to figure it out. What I love about Shenandoah is that even though we have tons and tons of different academic programs, we still keep class sizes relatively small. So about freshman, sophomore year class sizes will tend to be about 15 to 25 students per class. And then junior year, senior year class sizes will drop to about 7 to 12 students per class. So we're definitely going to be a great institution for students that are looking to have a small classroom environment where they can work hands-on with faculty, that can work collaboratively with their peers, that sort of thing. Across our 8 different colleges and divisions, we are well known for preparing students for different careers in various industries, including but not limited to healthcare, performing arts, business, information technology, and education. Our nursing school offers a direct admissions pathway for freshman students and is currently boasting over a 97% pass rate on the national licensure exam for nurses, which is pretty awesome. And then we also have our graduate schools for pharmacy and graduate health professions, which we also offer a number of different early assurance pathways too. So if you're a freshman student and you know you want to go into a career path like athletic training, physical therapy, occupational therapy, you can secure yourself a seat in the graduate program of your choice your freshman year. So definitely some awesome programs there. And then to pivot to the performing arts, our Shenandoah Conservatory boasts a number of different programs in music, theater, and dance, including our musical theater program, which has consistently been ranked in the top 10 in the country. So definitely a super awesome program there. We also have our business school where students are going to be exposed to different learning styles, different pathways. Our degree program there is internationally accredited. So for students that are looking for more international experience can do so through that process as well. We also offer a varied number of different technology programs like computer science, data science. We also have just launched our virtual reality program, so that's pretty new, as well as an esports program. So for students that are looking to kind of get into these high interest tech fields, there's something for you there. Part of our mission statement at the university is to make sure that all of our students are succeeding, not only as students, but as individuals as well. We highly encourage our students to kind of get involved with various different programs around campus and around different academic programs too. Especially study abroad. Currently, of course, study abroad isn't possible right now, but we're definitely looking forward to having our students, be sent back out there when it is safe to. One of our most popular study abroad programs at Shenandoah is the Global Citizenship Project, because the university actually picked up the tab for this program so students can travel free of charge. So super awesome there. Another program that I love at Shenandoah is our I Am Learning program. So with this program, students are going to get a MacBook Pro, Apple iPad, and Apple Pencil as part of their technology bundles their freshman year. We do this to make sure that all students have access to technology while they're at Shenandoah. So next up, I'm going to pivot again towards residence life at Shenandoah. We are a highly resident campus. About 90% of all first-year students will be living on our beautiful campus in Winchester. We also offer housing for all 4 years. So if you want to live on campus all 4 years, you can definitely do that. First-year students will be living in our first-year residence halls, which are various different styles. So there's some that are community style, there are some are quad style, suite style. And then for the upperclassmen students, they can live on the on-campus apartments, or they can seek housing off campus as well. Our residential community has over 90 different clubs and organizations, so pretty much everything and anything you can think to get involved with. I know from students that I work with in the admissions office, a lot of them say that the career readiness programs typically are the most active clubs on campus, which is super awesome. We also have SOAR, which is our outdoor and recreational group. So being located in the Northern Shenandoah Valley, there's tons and tons of different opportunities to get involved with hiking, kayaking, mountain biking, snow tubing, all that fun stuff. So definitely a good balance in and out of the classroom. We're also a Division III NCAA school with 22 varsity teams. There's also club sports and intramurals as well. So any kind of level that you want to get involved with. With the performing arts, of course, with our conservatory, there's going to be over 400 performances each year. And the conservatory performances aren't only just for conservatory majors. You can be a student that's studying outside of the conservatory and still audition for these programs. So some fun stuff there. Now, next to kind of end off with our admission process, Shenandoah is a rolling admissions school, which means we'll accept applications throughout the year. We also look at applications on a holistic value, so looking from everything that you submit to us. To submit a special application, you'll just need your application from the Shenandoah website and then your high school transcript. We're a test optional school, so we do not require test scores, but we love to see things like letters of recommendations, personal statements. That way we can kind of get to know you a bit better. At Shenandoah, we also offer all students merit scholarship money who are accepted. Typically that ranges from about $3,000 to $15,000 a year. And I see that Jennifer's back, so I think that's my time is up. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I hope everyone has a great night.
Thank you so much, Angie, for presenting on Shenandoah University today. We're getting ready to hear from Sweet Briar next. Before Jesse gets started, I just wanted to remind all of our attendees about the Q&A button. It's the best place to direct questions. You can leave questions for a specific school by putting the name in the question or a couple names in the question, or you can leave a question for all of our representatives to answer about these awesome Virginia schools. All right, so our next stop is Sweet Briar College.
Thank you so much. So as Jennifer mentioned, I'm Jessie. I'm one of the admissions counselors here at Briar. Briar is an all-women's school. We are located just outside Lynchburg, Virginia. We're right here in the square, so kind of in the heart of the state. We're about 4 hours from Virginia Beach, 3 hours from DC, and about an hour south of Charlottesville. We were founded in 1901. Our first class graduated in 1906. We're in our own little bubble here in Amherst, Virginia. We're on about 3,000 acres, but there's lots of things to do on campus, including research opportunities, hiking opportunities, and just getting out and exploring the area. About 99% of our students live on campus. We have a typical dorm style, so on-hall showers and baths, two people to a room, but we do have townhouses that upperclasswomen can live in. We are dedicated to preparing young women to go on in the 21st century and really be leaders in their field. We have a very unique core curriculum that I'll go over in just a little bit that really gets us out there. It's kind of replaced our main classes that you have to take, the general studies requirements. We are a small school. We have about 400 students total. So there are no back rows in our classrooms because the average class size is about 10 students. So our academics, we have about 20 academic programs. We are an ABET accredited school for engineering. We are one of 2 all-women's colleges that has that accreditation, which means that you go out into the field as an engineer. You don't have to go on to get your master's before you can actually work as an engineer. We have a unique calendar system. So instead of having 2 typical 15-week semesters, we break those up. So you start with a 3-week course, you take 1 class every day for 3 weeks. You then go into a 12-week session where you take 3 or 4 classes like you would at any other institution. You then have winter break, you come back for a 12-week session and then finish up your spring semester with another 3-week. The 3 weeks are really great. You can get your leadership core classes out of the way, which, as I mentioned, are the general studies requirements. You can also do some study abroad classes, internships, independent research. So those 3-week sessions really give you a lot of flexibility with your schedule as a student. We also have an academic resource center that provides free tutoring to all of our students here on campus. And our career services office starts working with students from their first year. So if you don't know what you want to do yet, totally fine. As CNU was saying, you also don't have to declare your major until the end of your second year with us. So plenty of time to get your feet wet, test out a few different options. And just to see some of our successes over the past few years, about 90% of our students are either employed full-time or have gone on to graduate school within 6 months of graduation. 8 out of 10 students have at least 1 internship experience, and many of them do multiple internship experiences. And 6 out of 10 students work one-on-one with a research project with our faculty members. So if you want to get out there and really get a lot of great experience, we are a great place to do that. We also offer $2,000 in grant money to all of our students for engaged learning, meaning as long as it's going towards something educational, you can use that $2,000 for whatever you want to. So if you need a new piece of equipment for a research project, if you need to buy plane tickets or use housing for a study abroad course, you can use that $2,000 for anything you need to. We have a lot of great clubs on campus and a lot of leadership opportunities available. We have a slight problem with some of our students taking on too many leadership opportunities, but this is just an example of a few of our clubs that we have on campus. And then every student is automatically a member of our Student Government Association. So everybody knows what's going on, when it's happening, emails are sent out, even faculty and staff are included on those emails. So everybody knows what's going on with student government, which I think is really great. We have 7 Old Dominion athletic sports, and we're actually adding softball this year coming up. So these are the sports we compete in with the Old Dominion Athletic Conference. And then we also have 2 equestrian teams. So if you're interested in riding horses or learning how to ride, we can teach you, even if you've never touched a horse before. We have an equine studies certificate, which equates to a minor here at Briar. But if you just want to go up and pet the horses, they're right on campus. You can always take a walk up to the riding center and check them out. So tuition, we are a private school, so there's no in-state versus out-of-state tuition. Everybody pays the same. We're about $36,000 a year here at Briar, and that includes tuition and room and board. We do merit scholarships for almost all of our students, and then we will, of course, look at your FAFSA to see what additional aid you're eligible for on top of that. The application is free. You can apply on our website or through Common App. We have 2 early decision deadlines for the 2022 year, and we also are on rolling admission. So as soon as we have your transcript and or your test scores with your application, we can get you a decision usually within a few days. We try not to leave you hanging too long. We are test optional with a 3.0 or higher GPA, but with the pandemic, we know a lot of students haven't been able to take the SAT. So we will work with those students who don't meet that 3.0 level on a case-by-case basis. We do not require recommendation letters or personal essays. We'd love to read them, but we don't need them to get you a decision. And if you'd like to come visit, we have virtual tours if you're not ready to physically come to campus, but we are also open for in-person visits Monday through Friday and on select Saturdays. You can register for personal tour, virtual tours or in-person tours on our website. And that is the main Sweetbriar email address and phone number. And this is my personal information. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your Sunday to meet with us. We really appreciate you doing that. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Jessie, for presenting on Sweetbriar. All right, we're off to our next school. We're going to be hearing from Radford University.
Okay, and Radford's looking for the presentation after we tested it. Just a moment, friends.
I think everyone understands, right? It's been our 2020, 2021 life.
Here, this is the way it goes these days. All right, I'm almost there. Okay, wonderful to have you all with us today. As we have all been saying, we love getting ready to be able to talk to our families and students as they are learning more about our schools. So thank you so much, and good evening. My name is Rebecca LaPlante. I am the Director of Freshman Recruitment at Radford University, and one of my very favorite parts of the job is connecting with our prospective students. I also happen to be a double alum of Radford, and I'm very happy to share more about my school with you all today. So Radford is located in the western part of Virginia, as Jessie was showing where Sweetbriar is. We're a little further down in the western part of the state. We are on a beautiful campus with just over 11,000 students, and this includes our undergraduate and graduate programs on main campus, as well as Radford University Carilion, located in Roanoke, Virginia. This campus focuses on healthcare opportunities specifically. So we do feel like we are a unique medium-sized school, which we believe helps us provide the best of both worlds. Big enough to offer diversity and opportunities, but small enough to get to know you and support you along the way. So Radford actually began as a teaching school for education majors, and we now have 6 academic colleges with over 100 programs. Some of our most popular and unique programs are cybersecurity, criminal justice, music therapy, interior and fashion design, communication sciences and disorders, and nursing, just to highlight a few. Our academic buildings are impressive with space to work with faculty and provide access to state-of-the-art equipment and opportunities that complement your studies. Examples include our simulation center for our nursing students, our mock courtroom, production studio, and our stock market ticker inside the financial trading room. We also have a wonderful academic success center, and this is here to provide professional advisors who will support you as you take advantage of our new model for general education and our new degree completion, which will allow you to more easily double major or add multiple minors to your academic plan. Our class size and faculty to student ratio affords us the opportunity to get to know our students and allows for that hands-on experience and individual attention, including undergraduate research. Our students constantly share that their relationships with their faculty and advisors are an important part of their success. Now, every campus, as you have heard from my awesome colleagues tonight, and you'll continue to hear, have clubs and organizations, and we have an impressive variety of over 300 available. We are also Division I. We have 16 Division I athletic teams, including lots of school spirit and opportunities to be active and involved on our campus, whether that be within the Division I or club sports or intramurals. We are also known for our outdoor activities, again, beautiful part of Virginia, with opportunities for wellness. We even have clubs dedicated to these adventures, such as RU Outdoors. Now, like my colleague from Shenandoah also mentioned, esports is very important and popular right now. It is our largest at Radford currently, but our Student Government Association is also very popular. Residence halls on our campus provide community, and you can be a part of a specific living learning community related to an area of interest, such as the Honors College or Schoolhouse for our education students, or the Community of Artists, which has a dance studio on the first floor. One residence hall even has a dining facility on the first level for convenience. And all are suited, so there's no hall bathrooms. And you'll also find support in offices such as our Center for Diversity and Inclusion and the Harvey Knowledge Center, which are ready and willing to assist you. Our Center for Career and Talent Development provides career coaches to support our students during the job exploration and application process as well. Now, you will hear people tell you during your college search that you shouldn't rule out a college due to cost, which I do agree. However, I also understand that it's an important conversation as a family to determine the best fit and financial resources that will be available. So we're fortunate here at Radford to be among the most affordable here in the state. And we're also happy to announce merit-based scholarships with our Highlander Distinction Program, which are renewable each year. One of the most important things that all my colleagues will agree with me tonight is to fill out the FAFSA prior to the deadline that each school has selected for you to be eligible for the most opportunities. And lastly, I just wanted to mention that our application for admission can be accessed from our website as well as on the Common App. We do not have an application fee to apply. We need your high school transcript, and we do provide a test optional opportunity. Our middle 50% GPA credentials are there on the screen. However, as many of my other colleagues have noted, we will conduct a holistic review based on academic trends and additional information that you share with us. We welcome you to share information that could be helpful for the admissions committee to know, such as recommendation letters and personal statements. We want to get to know you in the application process, so we encourage those supplemental items. Please take time to visit our website. This is a great way to check out videos, testimonials, learn more about Radford and each of our admissions counselors. Information is readily available there for you, and we are excited to meet you. We do have lots of opportunities for students to either visit via virtual programs. We have summer visit day programs going on virtually, as well as in-person opportunities on a small scale basis. If that is something that you're interested in doing, we'd love to host you on our campus. We'd love the opportunity to share more with you about our Highlander family, and I look forward to getting to know each of you as your interest in Radford continues. Thank you so much, and I will now turn it over to my next colleague.
Great, thank you so much, Rebecca, for presenting on Radford. The next school we're heading to will be James Madison University.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Erin. I am one of the admissions reps from JMU. I like to say that I have the best job in the world because as a very proud JMU alum, I've been here my entire adult life. And I am a very proud JMU alum. I like to talk about it all the time. We have a ton of school spirit here on campus. We are one of the public universities in Virginia. In fact, I think we are the largest of the schools presenting tonight, which means we have a lot of large school resources, but we also still have that sense of community that you find at smaller colleges. Our average class size is only 25. Our student to faculty ratio is only 16:1. So you get to know your faculty, you get to know your classmates, but being the bigger school lets us have almost 19,000 undergraduates here on our campus. And we have 17 Division I sports teams and 450 clubs and organizations. Again, all the types of things you would expect to find at a big public school, we have just mixed in with that sense of community here on campus. Other resources include the Student Success Center that houses the Academic Advising Office, the University Health Center, Counseling Center, Career Advising Center, several dining facilities, as well as learning resource centers. So if you need extra help, maybe getting ready for a big math test or preparing that first big paper, you can go to the Learning Resource Center, they'll help you. Free of charge, you just have to go ask for help. We always like to say great food, great atmosphere, great support. There's a reason students are so happy here on our campus. Oops. Of course, you're coming to college, you're looking for academics. We offer about 164 different academic programs of study. They're broken out into the different categories you see listed on your screen. It is very common for our students to double major or have minors or concentrations. For example, my degree, my major was communication studies. I had a concentration in public relations and a minor in human resource development. That just means I'm a people person and I wanted to make sure that everything I was studying related to that. But as I said, it's very common for our students to come in and pick different programs that really suit their strengths and interests. A couple years ago, I had the chance to meet a student. He was just a couple weeks away from graduating and he came to JMU as a double major. He majored in chemistry and musical theater. Those classes or those majors had nothing in common, but he was passionate about the arts and passionate about the sciences, and he didn't want to have to choose. And we were able to support him successfully in pursuing both of those. In fact, he was a member of our honors college, and for his honors thesis, he actually wrote a musical about chemistry. It's a cute little romantic comedy. In fact, if you go to bondedthemusical.com, you can see the staged reading where he was able, again, to combine both those academic programs into one thesis. And then one of his good friends was a media arts and design major on our campus. She had to do a short student-directed film. So they got together, they adapted his musical script into a screenplay, they filmed it. Right after graduation, they were going to premiere it at several different film festivals. So a great example of the interdisciplinary and cross-campus learning that you're going to find on our campus. Admissions, most important thing you can get directly from our office. First thing, we have 3 different application forms you can choose from as of next year. You can use the JMU specific online application, you can use the coalition application, or brand new, the Common App. We don't have a preference of one of those forms or the other. In fact, we'll take whichever one you send us. As long as you hit submit, that's all we ask for. Beyond the application itself, the only thing you have to submit to us would be your official high school transcripts with your complete senior year schedule. Anything else that you might submit as part of the admissions process is optional for JMU. And when we say optional, we truly mean optional. We stopped using test scores, SAT or ACT, back in 2017. So whether you send them to us or not, we are not using them for admission purposes. We don't use them for the Honors College, and we don't use them for merit-based scholarship consideration either. The only exception would be if you're one of our Division I athletes. When the NCAA does require them, you have to send them for that, but not for JMU at all. We're looking to see, did you challenge yourself academically, taking the challenging courses, whether that's AP, IB, dual enrollment, honors, whatever your high school might offer. We want to see you challenge yourself. And we want to see mostly A's and B's in those core subjects. We're literally counting up the grades and classes to get a sense of how much you challenged yourself and how successful you were. Context is key. Of course, for the next couple of years, we know that things might have been limited for you during your high school progression. We're going to take that into account. We also know different high schools offer different things, different grading scales. We factor that all in. So we said we want to see you challenge yourself academically. You can apply early action or regular decision. Early action is non-binding, like you've heard from some of my colleagues. So you get the decision earlier, but you still have until May 1st to decide if you want to make the choice to come to JMU or not. So in terms of location, as you know, we are all Virginia schools. We're in the Shenandoah Valley. So we're about 2 hours by car from Washington, D.C., 2 hours from Richmond. We're about an hour and a half to 2 hours north from Radford. So a great spot. We've got the Blue Ridge Mountains on one side, the Allegheny Mountains on the other, about 3 hours from the beach. So you can get pretty much anywhere, easy access off of Interstate 81. Harrisonburg's a great college town. Population's about 50,000, not counting the university. Tons of locally owned stores, restaurants. In fact, downtown Harrisonburg is just a short walk from campus, and that's a very popular destination for the entire JMU community. Plus, we have a number of national parks and forests, and a lot of our students like to take advantage of those resources being out here in this part of the state. In terms of follow-up, we are open for business. We've been open this whole time, both for virtual as well as in person. So you can go to our website to sign up for various visitation options. You are welcome to email the admissions office in general, admissions@jmu.edu. You can contact me specifically, or you can scan the QR codes that'll give you your specific admissions counselor from JMU. So with that said, I look forward to seeing what questions you have in the Q&A.
Thank you so much, Erin, for presenting on James Madison. We have reached the end of the formal part of our presentations. We've heard from 5 awesome schools. I do have an update for attendees that unfortunately Emory and Henry let us know they were not able to join us today. We do hope you'll head to their website where you can find so much information about life in and out of the classroom there, and to be sure to reach out to their admissions staff with your questions as you continue exploring. Now you can see that I have a representative from each school coming back on camera. We're going to do a little live Q&A while giving all of you who are watching a chance to be sure to get the contact information that our admissions representatives have been putting in the chat. So you have some, just grab that, and it makes it easy to follow up with additional questions you've had as you keep exploring. And also to make sure that if there are any Q&A questions that you've thought of, that you still have time to put those in the Q&A box, and our representatives are still watching to answer your questions. All right, so while all that's happening, we're also going to do this live Q&A question together. So I'm excited to hear from everyone. I would love to know from each of you about a favorite event or tradition on campus. For this Q&A, we're going to go in the same order that you presented. So we'll be starting out with Sasha at CNU. And when the person ahead of you finishes, just feel free to turn on your microphone and answer away. I won't call in everyone. We'll just kind of flow person to person. Thanks, Sasha, for starting.
Thanks so much. So I think my favorite tradition at CNU is a 2-parter. As part of our welcome week where our freshmen move in a week prior to all the other students on our campus, lots of events happen that week to help students get acclimated. And probably one of the highlights is a dessert reception hosted at the President's House, which is just a few blocks down the road from campus, hosted right on the James River. Beautiful night. The peanut butter pie is the go-to thing for the evening. And all of the faculty and department chairs are there. So it's a great way for students to not only meet each other, but also meet some of their future professors. And then to kind of cap things off on the back end of things, right leading up to graduation each year, our president once again invites seniors over for a champagne toast, again out on the river. So nice little bookends to your CNU career, getting to spend it in kind of a fancier environment.
Angie, you can go ahead.
Awesome. So I think one of my favorite traditions at Shenandoah is going to be the Apple Blossom Festival. So in the Winchester area, every year around to honor the springtime, the local community has a huge festival. There's a giant parade that goes through downtown. There's tends to be tons of different food vendors, activities going on, and all SU students will have the day off of classes that Friday to go and enjoy the festival. So one, you get the day off of classes, and love that. And two, it's a great way to, get to know the local community, take some time off, de-stress. All the students, they come back and they say, oh, I had such a great time blooming. So it's definitely a verb at SU to enjoy the apple blossom bloom.
At Sweet Briar, one of the most popular traditions is called step singing. So we have a set of stairs that the seniors sit on, and then they crowd around if there are too many to fit on the stairs themselves. And the other classes kind of crowd around, and each class rewrites pop songs to be about the other classes. So they do one about the seniors, they do one about their rival class. It's really funny to see how many times they mention the same person in each other's songs. I know last year they did it, and our Dean of Students got mentioned in every class's song. It was like, oh, who's gonna call on them next? And it was really fun. So that's the most popular tradition at Sweet Briar.
I love when these questions get asked because I learned such fun things about these other schools. Sorry, Rebecca, I just jumped in front of you. Sorry, Rebecca, please.
You're fine, Erin. You're totally fine. I'll go really quick and then I'll get it back to you. I know it is fun. It's exciting. So Erin and I both are alum of our institution. So I think that's the other reason we get really excited about this part. But yes, there's so many cool ones at Radford, but my very favorite is the Highlander Festival each year, because it is back to our Scottish roots, is where we are the Highlanders. So there's a lot of fun things that happen then. There are men in kilts. There are lots of activities happening on campus. These traditional Scots-Irish games that are going on. A lot of vendors bring the food and the tradition and the music. So really fun bands that I've had the opportunity to meet and become big fans of in that lovely world. So it's a really cool nod to our Scottish tradition and how we were sort of the settlers from many, many years ago. So Erin, kicking it to you now.
Again, sorry, Rebecca, I just got so excited. And I get nervous that I'm going to miss my turn. My favorite tradition, at least I can think of right now, when we score in football, whether that's a touchdown, the extra point, field goal, safety, we throw purple and gold streamers everywhere. We've got this gorgeous stadium that holds 25,000. So you see literally just streamers raining down from up on high. Sometimes we take them to other school stadiums and they get a little mad at us because it makes a big mess. But it is really cool. And it's something that carries through. I've seen JMU alums getting married to one another, and instead of throwing rice or bubbles or anything at the end of the wedding, they throw streamers. So it's one of those traditions that carries with you once you leave campus as well.
I agree with Erin, and I think you can see from all the other head nods and smiles too that we all love hearing this question and learning a little bit more about each campus community and spirit. It's one of my favorites as well. You learn so many of the facts and figures in the admissions process, but this part is fun too. All right, so we have amazing admissions professionals here. They are, for students and families, your number one resource. If you're to ask questions, there's nothing too small. But they really are the pros about all of this. And so I'd love to hear from each of them about a topic, I'm sorry, not a topic, a piece of advice, a top tip in the college admissions process, especially as I know we have a lot of juniors that are, just diving into everything with their families. So I would love to hear from all of you to share something along that line. And we're going to go in the same order. So Sasha, thanks again for kicking us off.
Absolutely. I like going first with this one because when you get to the end, it's harder to come up with something. So I get to kick us off, and there's so many things I wish I could share. I think one of the kind of basic, easy ones is make sure that you come up with some type of organizational system to help you keep organized in this entire process. And what I mean by that is every single school has different deadlines for the application, maybe different scholarship deadlines, different requirements for different programs. It is really easy to get overwhelmed by all of this. It is easy to miss something in this complicated time. And so making sure you have some type of plan to keep yourself on track really can make a big difference when it comes to meeting deadlines and just making sure you're doing everything required. It's always okay to ask questions, follow up, make sure you've gotten all the information correct, but you just want to make sure you have all the information right to help make this process a little bit easier.
Awesome. I definitely agree with that. Organization never hurts. For my tip, I'd say to really think hard about, what you want your college experience to look like, and to think about maybe what sort of activities that really interest you, what aspects of your academic major do you really want to make sure that you're able to experience at your college. So whether it's knowing that you want to be a student athlete, or you want to be performing, or you want to do research, just kind of figuring out those big picture pieces of, I definitely want this. I can't, my school has to have this, and kind of working from there.
So I'm going to aim my tip at the parents. Parents, please don't fill out the application for your student. We want to get to know them, not you, and have all of your contact information. I know you want to be involved in the process, but if your student is really interested in applying to whatever school, they will make the effort to get their application into us. And along with that, students, don't let your parents totally influence and kind of steamroll your decision-making process. Just because it's their alma mater doesn't mean it's the best fit for you, and that's okay.
Great advice always so far. So I gave this advice earlier this afternoon on a panel, and I said, hang in there. Those were my 3 words. Students, it will become very overwhelming at times. And, you throw a global pandemic in the mix, and it's made this process so much more challenging. But please remember, hang in there, because 1, you clearly are here tonight because you're excited, interested, you want to learn. Please know that all of us, as well as our colleagues across the country, are all happy to help you. We want to support you. We want to be here for you through the process. But hang in there and keep an open mind. You never know what school might surprise you, whether you're visiting or doing a virtual program. There's so many awesome opportunities out there, and there is a school for everyone. And there are lots of options and choices out there. So hang in there, keep an open mind, and just one day at a time, because that's how you'll get there. Erin?
Notice I paid attention this time. And like Sasha said, we all have such great advice. And Rebecca really summed that up so well. My biggest thing is to remind you all to take a deep breath. And I'm actually going to borrow this from someone I was on a panel with the other night. Remember that you are high school students applying to college. You're not college applicants going to high school. You're in high school first. Enjoy that, soak that up. That's first. The college application process is going to work itself out one way or the other. We all promise you it will work out in the end.
I agree with everything. This has been an awesome range of tips and advice for managing logistics and being organized, to like mindset to go into all of this process. So thank you all for sharing. And I just hope also that families are seeing that admissions counselors are awesome, real people. It can seem like they're far away, sitting at a desk, reading applications and making decisions, but they're really here to be a guide, to be a resource. And remember, this 6 minutes has only been a small peek at what any of these schools and any other schools that you are learning about through these programs today, they have to offer both in and out of the classroom. So please be sure to follow up after today and learn even more. And maybe it's learning more about a school you're already interested in, but maybe we've piqued your curiosity to explore a new place now that you've learned something else today. All right, well, we have reached the end of our time together. Thank you so much for being an amazing group of admissions counselors and sharing not just those logistics and the facts and figures, but just the passion, the excitement, the energy you have for your work and for the opportunities your students have in and out of the classroom. To all of our attendees, whether you watched live or you're watching this on recording, we do hope this has been a really beneficial part to get you going in your college search process. It can seem overwhelming, but I promise it is actually a fun adventure that is ahead for you. All right, now those logistics. As you close your window, there's going to be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. I promise, they're short, they're easy. We would appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, again, this is just one of many sessions that have been hosted as a part of the programming. So we hope that you will continue to join us and you enjoyed other presentations today, and that you will head to the website where you registered for today to sign up for additional programming tomorrow on the 24th. And in about a week's time, you'll find this session's recordings as well as all of the other session recordings at striscan.com/PCAC. I'm sorry, PCACAC. All right, everyone, thanks again for being here today. Thanks for taking the time. Best wishes and have a wonderful, wonderful year. Bye, everyone.